Hey OD fam, what's up? How's it going? Please don't mind my lower voice tone because I'm not doing that good, especially since my last ride. So this is a Saturday. I took the delivery of my Daytona last Saturday. It's exactly been a week. I rode it on the Sunday, the day I took my sister as a pillion. So that's when things went wrong. Super sports and pillion riding, a big no-no, guys. Bikes like this, they require a lot of physical strength, physical fitness to ride. And if you're carrying a pillion, that's again, you're just amplifying the strength that's required. So that's when my sister fell sick. She got fever, she fell sick. Even I got sick, and we're just recovering now. So it's almost 5 days now since I took the bike out. It's just been there. And I wanted to tell you why I didn't go for the all-new ZX-6R like I had told you before. So people who are new to DB, I initially had plans for an all-new ZX-6R. But I ended up with a Daytona 675R. I'm going to tell you what happened in this video. So guys, quick history. We all know that I had been riding the RC390 for last 1.5 years now. So I wanted to upgrade to a 600. I didn't want to go to 1000 all of a sudden. I just wanted to explore something in the 600s, and I was looking for a full-fledged super sports like the RC390 was in its segment. So something like that in the 600s. So bikes like those in the 600s are R6, ZX-6R, CBR 600RR, Daytona 675 and 675R, GSX 600R. I think if I have missed out any other bikes, please forgive me. So these are the only bikes that I had in mind. So CBR 600RR gone. GSX 600R gone, Daytona gone. Daytona, back in 2017, they pulled the plug off this machine, so this was no longer available in the market. So right now, 600 Super Sports, there are only two bikes, R6 and ZX-6R. Luckily, we got the ZX-6R officially launched here in India this year at a very decent price actually. So that's when I thought I'll go for the ZX-6R. Anyways, it's now there in India. So even if R6 was there, I would still choose the 636 because I love it more. And Daytona was never on my list just because it was not a bike which is available in the market. And yeah, I was not looking for a used bike. I wanted to buy a brand new bike. And when I told this to my Superbiker friends, they told, DV, are you crazy? Why are you going for a ZX6, putting all that money? Why are you going for a new bike? If you're planning to go for a 600, go for a used bike, because eventually you will anyways get bored and you will want to go to a later class. So why do you want to lose money on depreciation? So things with the super bikes, man, you just buy a bike, walk out of the showroom, people will start asking 30% lesser than what you paid for it already, because legally they will be the second owner. So the person who is buying from you will be the second owner, and though practically it's still a new bike, it's anyways registered in your name, and then that's it, 30% value gone there. And I had this very recent incident of one of my friends who bought a new ZX-6R. He just took it over a hill station and tried to do hard-end corners over there, and then he just slided. Bike fell 30 feet below the cliff, and somehow they took it out. And then, you know, he had these what do you call them, frame sliders on his bike. But what happened is the frame slider took hit and it bent the chassis along with it. So this inner chassis, it got bent along with the frame slider. So he now has to replace the entire chassis. He has to replace the swing arm as well. So that's easily up to 5 lakh rupees bill. So he is claiming insurance, and the IDV will obviously go down by 5 lakhs. So bike's value instant 5 lakhs drop. I got scared, man. 13.5 lakhs, you buy a ZX6, and then 1 month later or 2 months later, and this happens. The bike's value drops down to say 8 lakhs, 7 lakhs. Scary, isn't it? It's too much money loss. So I put all my bike plans on hold. I was pretty much confused whether to go for a new bike or a used bike. And somehow this Daytona found its way home. So that's a beautiful story actually. There's this one guy near my place in Whitefield. He just posted his Daytona 675 on sale on OLX. I somehow happened to see it. It was not the Daytona 675R, it was the standard Daytona. It was on sale, 2014 model, he had put it on sale. So I didn't even inquire about that bike. I just called up my friend Rahul and asked him, bro, do you know anybody who wants a Daytona? I just want to know a few things about it, what needs to be checked when you buy it. So he immediately gave me Farhan's number, so the guy who sold me this Daytona. And Farhan had no plans to sell his Daytona 675R, and as soon as I called him up for details, I don't know what made his mind give up on his bike. He just told, bro, if it's for you, I'm gonna give you my bike, take it. It's a 675R, so it's anyways 3 lakhs more expensive. So guys, price of the Daytona 675R, the standard 675 costs you 10.69 ex-showroom, so somewhere about 12 lakhs on road. But this one, ex-showroom of a 675R is 12.2 something, so on road easily 15.5. So I heard the last Daytona which was sold here in India was sold for 15.6 lakhs on road. So that's the 675R's price, original price actually. So I got it for a much lesser price because I got to know these people who are very close to me. So that's how I ended up buying a Daytona 675R. I have to be very lucky, I should say, because see, if you're blindly going for a used bike, you will end up, it's a hit or miss case. You'll end up with a bad bike, or you might end up with a good bike if you're lucky. But in most cases, like say 8 out of 10 cases, you will end up with a bad bike which has history on it. Because nobody will tell you the actual things, what has happened with the bike, right? Just because I knew these people, Rahul, Farhan, they had been there for a long time. Rahul had been seeing this bike for a long time. He knows the history very well. So this bike was very neat. No crashes, zero crash, zero faults ever. So it doesn't even have a single scratch on it, guys. Does it look like a used bike to you? He's maintained it so well. So that's when I thought, okay, anyways, I've got such a neat bike, why to miss it? So that's when I just made up my mind and got this home. So that's the story of me getting a Daytona 675R. Otherwise, if you ask me if it's my favorite bike in the segment or which is the favorite bike in the 600cc segment, well, I should say there is no favorite, guys. I like the 636 over the R6 because it's a little more aggressive than R6. R6 is great, but it's only a dream for India anyways, so it's never gonna come to India, not at least anytime soon, so why dream of it? So if not the 636, CBR 600RR is a very good bike. I've ridden a 600RR, a very old model actually, 2006. It performs like beauty and it's very comfortable as well. So yeah, even that bike was great. But Daytona is a very special bike because all the others in the competition use inline 4s. So Daytona is the only bike with inline 3. That means very quick power. You get power way early. I'm not gonna tell you anything about the bike in this video, so I'll just leave it there. So there's a lot of things to tell you about the 675R because it comes with certain things which is not common with the other super sports in this segment. So that's it, guys. That's pretty much it. Also, I'm gonna make a separate video on how I could afford a motorcycle like this. So it's gonna be very interesting. So for now, I think I've made my points clear. So I'm gonna see you soon. I'm just getting well now. So see you. Peace.